In this week's Mommy Minute, as kids return to class, many of them shared stories about their exciting summers. An assistant principal in the Central Dauphin School District and his third grader have a pretty amazing story to tell about an adventure that took them to the highest summit in the Northeast. Brian Longo has vivid memories of hiking to the summit of Mount Washington in New Hampshire with his father. It was 1996, and at the time, he was just 8 years old.
It was challenging, but it was a really great experience.
During the pandemic, he started hiking with his own son, Noah, and with each trail, their ambition grew.
And we decided that this summer was going to be the summer we hiked Mount Washington.
Perfect timing.
You start here.
Since Noah would also be 8. Young but determined, he spent a year preparing for the epic 6,200-foot climb.
We went on hikes, we kayaked, we took bike rides.
You have to train. You have to be aware of what you're getting into. It's very dangerous.
Despite 2 hip replacements and several recent heart stents, Brian's dad, Sabatino, was also determined not to miss this family milestone.
I wanted to be that third wheel, and I was. We're a tricycle together.
On a warm day in July, the trio began the steep, grueling climb together. Things went as planned in the beginning. And then
it was like slippery, it was harder, it was more challenging.
The higher they climbed, the worse the weather turned.
Okay. It got cold, it started to rain a little bit, and before we knew it, the wind was whipping.
We hiked up this trail here, and you couldn't see any of this. It was so cloudy and stormy.
But there was no turning back for the 3 generations. This was a mission they were determined to finish together.
Keep going.
And they did just that, step by step, for 7.5 hours before finally reaching the top.
Made it, dude. How's it feel? You cold? Is it hard? Yeah. But you did it, right?
And as grueling as it was for me, being 63 years old, to see those 2 waiting for me, I was very happy. Very happy.
If you can put your mind to something and take the proper steps to prepare, and both mentally and physically, you can really do anything. And that, I think, is what we all learned from this whole experience, is trying not to set limits for yourself.
What I take away from this is just a great memory of all of us. And the family is so proud to know that the 3 generations did it together. It's a very nostalgic moment, a hallmark moment for the family.
Brian says there are 48 peaks in New Hampshire that are over 4,000 feet. His goal now is to hike the other 47. He knows that's going to take some time and says he'd love to finish that goal someday, maybe with grandchildren of his own.